graph the inequality on a plane. The inequality that we're given is x minus 6y is less than -3. To graph that, it's good if we first start with a boundary line. The boundary line will help us determine which side we need to shade. The boundary line for this would be x minus 6y equals -3. Using this boundary, we can find the x and the y intercepts. For the x-intercept, we can define y as 0, and we can simplify this to x equals -3. Writing it as a point would be -3, 0. For the y-intercept, we can define x as 0. So 0 minus 6y equals -3. Dividing both sides by -6, we have y equals -3 over -6, or y equals positive 1/2. So my y-intercept would be 0, 1/2. When we go to graph that line, we find that I have a x-intercept at -3, 0, and a y-intercept at 0, 1/2. Since my inequality was less than, it's a dashed line. And so now the question becomes, which side are my solutions? One way to go about that is to use a test point. A very common and easy test point would be to use the origin right there of 0, 0. If I was to test 0, 0, then my x would be 0 and my y would be 0. 0 minus 6 times 0, does that in fact is less than -3? 0 less than -3. Well, that's a false statement. So I know that the origin right there is not one of my solution sets. If that's not a solution, then my solutions must lie on this side of the boundary line. So I would shade up in this case.